Volume is king when it comes to these running backs. There is no shortage when it comes to these 5 running backs that I got for you today going into 2024. Now, James Conner's prime example. If it ain't broke, why fix it? The Cardinals have shown their commitment of giving James Conner max touches, and they kind of know what they're getting out of James Conner when he's healthy and then even when he isn't, because they have a great backup plan at Trey Benson. But I don't think Trey Benson will be cutting into James Conner's touches to make his production go down. He is a guy that they can ride because he's been so efficient in the last 2 seasons. 4.7 yards per carry in the last 2 seasons, and he's one of 5 running backs since 2022 to average over 70 yards per carry. So there should be no worries on draft day about James Conner when you bring him in as your possible RB2 or maybe even RB1, because I honestly only need 10 games out of him. So James Conner should be no worries when it comes to max touches. Now, if you put your ear close enough to the fantasy streets, you're hearing people whisper, Derrick Henry's 30 years old. He might be losing a step. He might be washed. No, that is completely untrue, and I will not be betting against a freak athlete. There are a small handful of guys in the peak of summer that has extremely well documented of intense, extremely over-the-top workouts, and that is Derrick Henry, who is conditioning his body to the best of his abilities each and every summer. Now, we're looking at Derrick Henry as a 30-year-old running back, but he's on an efficient rushing attack offense with the Ravens, and also the touchdowns are going to be there for him, people. The Ravens had 26 rushing touchdowns last season, which was the most in franchise history and obviously the most in the Lamar Jackson era, and I think they cleared that this year, going to 32 beyond with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson as the combination, but more so on Derrick Henry. Now, they haven't really had much running backs to have over 200 carries in the season. The last one to do so was Mark Ingram, where he had 202, but I honestly think 250 carries are on the table for Derrick Henry in this rushing attack, so there should be no worries when you're going out and getting a possible top 5 running back in the drafts this summer. Now, Travis Etienne is a workhorse going into 2024. I'm not too worried about Tank Bigsby as the backup. I know there's a lot of coach talk going out there that he is the backup. They're hopeful that he takes a step forward, but all this is just confidence boosting to get Tank Bigsby to take the second step forward. Now, Tank, he's a great running back coming out of college, but it just did not pan out for him in the rookie year. So hopefully he does take a step forward, but more so, we're looking at Travis Etienne as a workhorse. He finished as a top 5 running back and also finished top 5 in fantasy opportunities, so getting more involved in the pass game definitely helped his fantasy points. He was one of 6 running backs last season that had over 300 touches. He had 4.6 yards per touch as well, so efficiency is there for him. So I love getting Travis Etienne as my RB1, in some cases possible RB2, depending how you attack the draft. So don't have any worries of taking Travis Etienne off the board, because he is the workhorse in 2024. Big Jersey, talking about Isaiah Pacheco. He has workhorse ability written all over him. I'm so proud of the season that he had last year, representing for Jersey as well. But Isaiah Pacheco is a workhorse that you could possibly get as your RB2 in most of these roster builds in these drafts where he's going. He's going in the 3rd and 4th round in best ball right now. But I think in these redraft leagues, some people might be a little bit forgetting about how he ended off, leaving a good taste in their mouths in that playoff run with the Chiefs last year. He averaged 23 touches per game in that playoff run with the Chiefs. And we're looking at him as an overall guy during the season, including playoffs. He finished 7th in touches per game as well, with 19 touches per game. And he's also running routes, people, 19 routes per game in the regular season last year. So we're looking at Isaiah Pacheco as a guy that can get it done in between the tackles on the ground, and a guy that's getting more involved in the pass game thanks to Matt Nagy. Because dating back to Matt Nagy's days with the Bears, and even his early stint in 2017 with Kareem Hunt as the starting running back, you're looking at Matt Nagy's system where you're having these running backs average 55 targets per season with the starting running back. So Matt Nagy knows to rock with his one, and I think that's Isaiah Pacheco as of now. Even if they bring back Jerick McKinnon, I don't really think he's going to take away much from Isaiah Pacheco's production, and CEH brings no worry to me. This dude is dust. I'm not even going to be really mentioning him in any videos moving forward because it's Isaiah Pacheco's backfield. Now, a lot of people have been going back and forth with Kyon Williams. His ADP has dropped from 107 all the way down to the early 3rd round right now in best ball. In redraft leagues, you should not have any worry about his workhorse ability, because obviously McVay and the coaching staff believe that he is the RB1. And I know Blake Corum is there with a high draft capital where you think he's going to dip into his production. I don't think that's the case. I think that you have Blake Corum there to just take a little bit of the weight off of Kyon Williams when he needs a breather, just so Kyron Williams can give us a full season without injury. This isn't going to be a 1-2 punch where you're going to have to worry about a 60-40 split. Kyron Williams has workhorse ability written all over him, and you really don't have to worry about him getting involved in the passing game, which that will be a plus, but he is getting it done on the ground because the Rams do not pass the ball to their running backs as of late, and you have to look at Kyron Williams as a guy that will be heavily involved in the red zone to where he's going to be involved in the third down because we know how good he is at pass blocking. This is by definition the guy that's going to be on the field majority of the time and receive most of the touches. He is clearly a workhorse, and they have shown that last season, even in the 12 games that he was there. They have a backup as a plug-and-play guy just in case Kyron Williams goes out. I wouldn't be looking at Blake Corum to have standalone value for a guy that would be taking over his job. So that wraps up another great episode of Rotoballer Fantasy Sports YouTube channel. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe. And hey, head to the website. Sign up today to the Rotoballer subscription. Get 10% off when you use my promo code FIRE. And guess what, man? You guys are going to be catching me at the Fantasy Expo, and hopefully you guys will be there to check out the Rotoballer booth that we have set up as well. And hey, come say what's up, and maybe we catch a drink and maybe catch a vibe. But man, you guys can follow me at Real Deal Fantasy on all social media platforms. Until next time.